lawyers. So I think there were easily about 5-6 lawyers in the family. And my uncle is a very prominent lawyer. So as a young boy, when I looked at him, I saw all the flashy cars, the nice houses, and I think that was the immediate attraction. But over time, I think what also influenced me was his character. So he's definitely a leader in many aspects. He's always looking to grow. He's always looking to be involved, very dynamic. So a very interesting person. I think that's something that I wanted to be like. I don't think for me there has been an ethical problem per se. What comes to mind is sometimes when dealing with clients, you are very invested in the file. So you have a preferred way of handling the file. But as lawyers, we take instructions. So sometimes we advise the client and we wait for the instructions. And instructions are not what you want to put forward or the path you want to go down. One example is settling the case sometimes. The clients don't want to go through the trial process and the appeal process. They just want this case to close. So sometimes they're willing to even accept some kind of fault, liability. So those instances, there is some internal turmoil. But I think it's just me applying my way of thinking, my considerations. So that's the only thing that comes to mind in terms of a dilemma or an issue. What has happened recently is AI. So I think as a law firm, we're just starting to explore that world. It is a game changer because I remember when we used to use journals and photocopy cases from those hard copy journals, and then we evolved to search engines, and now we have AI. I've heard that people are using AI to draft submissions. They'll key in the problem and then they will ask AI to pull out the cases. So I don't think there's anything we can do to avoid it. So getting on that bandwagon is a must. But I do feel that advocacy is gonna be around for a long time. So when you have to appear before court, it's not about entirely what you have read, the law. It's sometimes about the judge, their temperament, how you perform on that day. So that aspect of law, I think, is still intact. There is one case we're doing now, or I should say we're assisting in. Client is an NGO called Family Frontiers. They help mothers, single mothers, and the recent case that's gone up to the federal court deals with gender discrimination. So a bit of background, in Malaysia, if you're a man, right, Malaysian man, and you marry a foreign woman, and you have your child overseas, that child is a Malaysian, automatically, there's no question. But if you're a Malaysian woman, right, and you marry a foreign man, and you have children outside of Malaysia, those children are not automatically Malaysian citizens. Okay, so you have to apply, you have to go through an application process, and there is discretion as to whether that child gets Malaysian citizenship or not. So, counsel for this matter is a very senior lawyer, very prominent, accomplished, and he's quite elderly. He's about 73, 4 years old. So what really inspired me was the fact that at his age, having accomplished so much, he's spending his last few years to do this matter pro bono, and it just fits the epitome of what you think a lawyer is like, this guy fighting for justice. So that has left a mark on me, definitely. For practice, I think it's good to always assess your contemporaries, your seniors, and then try to get ahead of the pack. So I've noticed lawyers who were ahead of the pack, they always stay ahead. There are many young lawyers who are doing really well. So that's what I would tell myself, assess, see where you stand, and then try to surpass those standards. So for example, if you're in your first year, second year, you may be used to doing subordinate court matters, trial matters, high court matters, maybe. So if you can do a court of appeal in federal court, then that is a good indication. And then just keep pushing that, keep challenging yourself in that area. I'm quite competitive, so winning is very important to me, and because of that reason, I do put in a lot of effort. So, for example, if it takes, sometimes you might be comfortable reading 10, 20 cases on a particular point or area. For me, I like to go through everything. So, if I have a good team behind me, I'll say, okay, pull out all the cases. It may be in hundreds, read it, and then we know the decision comprehensively, completely. And this is just because of the nature of litigation. The opponents are going to find something against you, and it's that needle in the haystack. It's hard to find, but they're going to use it against you. So you need to know what they're going to use. So you have to go through that process, and I don't think everybody goes through that. So that's one difference. The other thing is I have a bit of background in criminal law. So when I started my practice in my former firm, they did quite a bit of boutique criminal cases. So now in this practice, I have a blend of civil and criminal. So it's just looking at a problem and trying to address it from both angles.